What's up guys, Apathetic here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Iron Banner Scout Rifle, Talons of the Eagle. Now this video won't be too long and you'll see why, but I'm going to go over the role I have and how this weapon performs in the Crucible. So jumping right into it guys, my Talons of the Eagle is one you get from Lord Saladin once you complete the bounty to be precise. Now the perks I've chosen to go with are Corkscrew for the barrel, Accurized rounds for a little extra range, Outlaw for that increased reload, which is always great, and lastly Moving Target, which increases target acquisition and movement speed when aiming down sights. Now, is this a god roll? Not necessarily, but let's answer the real question. Is this a good scout rifle? Yes, absolutely is, and for a scout rifle it is great at range and it can be a very clean 3-tap. It is good for what it is. Would I use this scout rifle in the Crucible? Hell no. What? But Apple, you just said this scout is good. What are you saying to me right now? What are you trying to tell me? Guys, let's get real. The reason I wouldn't use this scout in the Crucible isn't because it's bad, but more because the things like pulse rifles, hand cannons, and shotguns are so dominant in the Crucible. If you want to jump in, you want to have a good time, you're hanging with your buddies, you want to have a just chill time in the Crucible, talk about life, and stare down a lane for 4 hours, then be my guest. But with guns like the Ace of Spades with max range, a go figure which can basically 2-tap, and basically any shotgun in the Crucible, you are going to have such a tough time trying to be competitive in the Crucible. But if you were just dead set on using a scout, if that's your type of play style, you like to hang back, put shots on people, rack up those assists, then this is the weapon for you. But if I could make one recommendation, just to make your life just a little bit easier, I would recommend pairing this thing with either a hand cannon or a shoddy, so that way when someone's just rushing at you, they're just either holding that thumbstick forward or holding W if you're on PC, and they're just coming right with that shoddy, you'll have something at close range that will allow you to defend yourself. I can't tell you how many times having a shotgun paired with this weapon saved me in the Crucible. And some of these clips you're gonna see, I have to pull out my shoddy because at close range, this thing gets dominated by hand cannons and shotties, obviously. But the other tough thing is, as I mentioned earlier, even at medium to long range, this thing gets dominated by something like the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades wrecks this thing, and I mean, it's exotic, it should. I'm not calling for nerfs here. I like the meta as it has settled with shotties, pulses, and hand cannons. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but as of right now, there's not much place for a scout rifle competitively in this version of Crucible. And you know what? I'm humble. I'll admit it. Maybe I'm just bad with scout rifles. Maybe. But I don't think so. I feel like I like to think I'm pretty good with most weapons, and I have a pretty good judge of when a weapon is going to be useful or not pretty quickly with using it. And I think most people are that way. You know, when you're going up against some of the more dominant weapons, what's going to work and what isn't. And I can honestly tell you guys, I mean, don't be afraid to give it a try yourself. Don't just take my word for it, but don't say I didn't warn you. And that's gonna wrap up for this video, guys. I know it's a little more short and sweet, but I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty rough riding getting some of these clips with this scout, but I did it for you guys. I suffered through it, so that way you guys can go into the Crucible as prepared as possible, and you don't have to go through the same trials that I did to discover that in this version of the Crucible it may not be the best option. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below what you guys think of scouts in this current version of the Crucible, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.